Welcome back to Picture, the podcast where books come to life on screen and in conversation. I am your host, Kim, and today I am joined by a contemporary romance writer whose stories feel like a warm coffee, a cozy blanket, and emotional damage you actually ask for. She dreamed of becoming a writer since she was a teenager, but it wasn't until reading contemporary romance and realizing she had a story that needed to be told that she finally wrote her debut novel, Stuck With Me. She writes to connect, to spread happiness, and to create characters that feel real. And today I am so excited to talk to her about her journey, her writing, hockey players. Oh my God. Everything she's got coming. Leslie McElroy, welcome to the show.
Hi, Kim. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited. When I tell you I'm so excited to talk about this book, it
I'm
has me
excited to talk about it.
it has me like giggling and like it's so good. I love it so much.
Yay.
So before we get into it, let's talk about your origin story. So we believe that every author has an origin story and we want to know what yours is. How did you become an author?
Well, I was just always a reader, like avid reader growing up. I also loved movies and like just storytelling in general. And I think just that love just manifested in different ways throughout my life. I was always a creative person. I was more into drawing and painting for a long time. I did go to college for English. I majored in English literature. So that sparked like my love for even just like delving into stories and analyzing them. Obviously all the writing involved with that. But it wasn't until like after COVID, I had my first child during COVID. It was a hard time, obviously, for everybody. I think just being a new mom and not having a lot of visitors or like just
Yeah.
a lot of things were like taken away that
Yeah.
I just it was crazy.
What a
So
time.
I struggled with like postpartum depression, and I was staying at home with him for like a year and a half, went back to work cuz I was a teacher before that, and now I went back to teaching, and now I'm a full-time author, and I'm a stay-at-home mom with my second kid. But during that time, like when I went back to teaching, I really got into reading again, just reading for enjoyment, getting into the romance genre a little more. I mean, my ride or die is Pride and Prejudice.
Oh my
Love it. Like
God.
I fell in love with that when I read it in like 10th grade, but I just like went back into reading for enjoyment because I read so much in college. And then I
Mm-hmm.
was reading like, okay, what are we going to read for like my classes? And like, so I wasn't really reading for myself until I
Yeah.
got back to reading for myself. And when I was reading, I was like, I can do this. Like, I know I have a story. I started writing Stuck With Me really in high school. Like, there
Mm-hmm.
was a English project that I had, and it was just like an independent project. They're like, you can do whatever you want. And I wrote like 2 chapters. It wasn't even like just to write something and for that project. And then I was like, I feel like I need to go back to that.
God, I love that. You're
And
like,
so
wait, I have a story. I
actually,
know I do.
yeah. So like, so many years later, like over 10 years later, I finally like fleshed out the characters and the storyline a little more. And that's how I published my first novel. And after that, all the flow started happening. I think it really was a block for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just amazing. I was like, wow, I think I can do this. Cause then I had the expiration date. Had like that concept of, because I love movies and Hollywood, what that means.
Mm-hmm.
I think I love actors. I would love to work in the film industry. Hopefully one
Yeah.
day that would be amazing. But even as like a screenwriter or whatever, just to be a part of that world, it's always fascinated me. And I like when the Oscars come on, that's
You're like,
like
I'm
I
there.
watch
I'm
it. I
watching
watch
it.
it, like have a special dinner. Like I watched all of that. So I think it was always there for me,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I just really need to take the leap and not be afraid to. Cause I was just like,
Yeah.
what are people gonna think of me? There's only like a
Yeah.
certain perception of me, and like I'm a teacher. Like, can I really do this? Like, and I was like, why not? And it gave me
Yeah.
so much joy. And I released so many things that I think I was holding back. and I poured into it, and I think that's what writing is for me too, is just like therapy.
Yeah.
But yeah, after Stuck With Me, all these other ideas started to
Your
come
characters were,
through.
like, knocking in your they were, like, talking to you in your
They were
head. They were
talking to
like,
me. Yes,
"Hi, you opened the door with Stuck With Me, now we are, like, in the
we're
waiting
here.
room. We're
Yes,
here, we're ready to tell our story," right? I
exactly.
love that, and I love that you're now, like, a full-time author too, because, like, dreams can come true, people, okay?
Yes. Yes, and I love that I'm in, like, such a better place now, and I think writing helped with
Yeah.
that. Um, but just to have that time with my youngest, my oldest is in
Mhm.
kindergarten now, but have that time with my youngest and be able to, like, be there for my kids, but also still, follow my dreams, and I think
Yeah.
that's really important to me to show them, and this is how they're gonna remember me. Like, my oldest he knows I was a teacher, but, like, he's gonna remember that they know I write books. They even pointed out, they
Yeah.
recognize my covers, like,
Aw.
my 2.5-year-old recognizes my covers, so I'm like, they that's this is my purpose. This
They're
is what
like,
I'm
"That's
here
my
for.
mom. She's an author. She's an author, you guys."
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
great. I love that. So you mentioned, obviously, you're a huge fan of romance books and, like, pop culture, movies, TV show like, I am right there with you. Obsessed with it all. Is
Mhm.
that where you draw your inspiration for your storytelling is from all this, like, pop culture stuff?
Yes, so I think it has to do with, I grew up like, I watched not really growing up, but when I was, like, older, I watched, like, the Nora Ephron movies, like, I look
Mhm.
up to her writing and her storytelling, I think she's brilliant, and, Nancy Meyers is a huge inspiration, like, I loved all of those movies, and they just made me feel good, and I'm like, "I want to make other people feel good," and just drawing from the pop cult like, what's going on in the world or, what am I into?
Mhm.
I'm a huge hockey fan. We moved to Dallas because 'cause I'm from New Mexico. We don't have any, like, pro
Right.
sports out there. So, when we moved to Dallas, that was, like, one of our first, like, ventures out into the city. We were like, "Let's go to a hockey game." I'm like, "Cool, I've never, been to a hockey game because that wasn't a thing in New
Yeah, yeah,
Mexico."
yeah.
And, so we went, and ever since then, I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, "This is your fault. You know that, right?
You know
You got
what?
me into this."
You know what? I'm here. I'm born and raised in Vegas,
Mhm.
and we didn't have a hockey team until we just did. Like, obsessed. Like, what? What do you mean? Like, I have Golden Knight hockey jerseys. What do you mean? Like,
Yes.
I love to go watch the games and, like, what?
Mhm.
Like, me? If you would ask
Yeah.
me how many years ago, I'd be like, no, not ever.
Yeah, and I was an athlete, like, I like to watch sports and everything,
Yeah.
but, like, for some reason, hockey just it's so different, and it's so exciting, and
Mhm.
I just there's just something about the energy in, like, a hockey
Yeah.
arena that I just
I
love.
literally am getting goosebumps because you're so right, and I love that hockey in the book talk world is, like, being, like, really recognized now and the sport
Mhm.
alone, like, I love seeing all these, like, videos of people at actual hockey games because of books. Like,
Yes.
yeah, support your hockey team, people, like, they're amazing in the books
Yes.
and in real life.
Yes. Yeah, so I think, yeah, movies, TV shows, like, I was always one to, like, pick up on character development
Mhm.
and just the plot line, everything about storytelling. Like, I was so into movies, and my parents were like, "You're, like, really paying attention." I'm like, "Yeah, there was a reason." Like, they were like, "Are you good?" Because I would just, like, zone out, and I would really, like, pay attention to everything,
Right.
and I think there was something to that, but also, like, music is a big inspiration for me.
Yeah.
Just listening to music. I create a playlist, for every book that I write, and so when I sit down to write them, I go back into that world, or if there's a song that pops up on just a random playlist, and it's like, that's, these characters. That goes with
Yeah.
Tristan and Brooke or, Haley and Aiden or whoever. Like, I
Mhm.
add it to that playlist, and so music is a huge, like, inspiration
You
point for
do,
me.
like, where's my phone? I have it here. You do not even just a playlist. You do, like, a whole immersive, like,
Mhm.
this is what you should wear. This is what you should eat. Like, this I love that. I love that. And I'm a sucker for, like, a playlist. When an author has a playlist, I'm just like, yes, because when I read books and I, like, and certain scenes are happening, I'm always like, "What's the song? If this was, like, on a movie right now, like, what
Yeah.
song would be playing in the background?" So
Mhm.
I love that you have a playlist.
Thank you.
An
It's so
immersive
fun.
reading, yeah.
It makes the writing process fun, and that's the whole goal of this is, like, as long as I'm still having fun with it, like, I know I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this for a long time as long as I keep it
Yeah.
fun, keep it light, but still talk about things that are hard in life and
Mhm.
even just go through things that I've been through, like, whatever is needed, that's fine, but I always wanna keep it fun, and that's
Yeah.
part of it. The
And you
immersive kits
stay
are fun.
that and, like, I feel like you stay true to yourself as an author. You're not changing your ways of how you wanna write or anything like that to fit a certain criteria. You're just like, "No, this is what I wanna write.
Mhm.
This is what I like, and if other people like it, that's awesome." But you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop writing what I love to write."
Exactly, and that is the great thing, at least right now, if one day I become, a trad author,
Mhm.
traditionally published author, and I hope that whoever my representation will be or whatever publishing house I end up with, like, they would kind of honor that and as, the best that they can do because I know that
Yeah.
they have jobs too. But that is one benefit I think of being like a indie author. I can really write what I really want to write. I don't have
Yeah.
anybody tell there's like my creative process is not stifled in any way.
Mhm.
So I'm really enjoying that for right now. We'll see what happens in the future, but for right now it just like fits what I need.
Yeah. No, completely. I totally understand. Okay, so let's talk about your book. I read The Sweetest Risk, which I love it so much. It's book 1 in your Dallas Storm series, and
Yes.
I'm when I say obsessed, I'm like obsessed, like 5 out of 5 stars.
Thank you.
Obsessed.
Thank you.
Oh my god. For anyone who hasn't read it, can
Mhm.
you share with our listeners what this book is about?
Okay, this is about it's an enemies to lovers, just like
Mhm.
overarching trope there. But it's about this well the main two characters, it's Brooke Beckett and she is a teacher and she's an aspiring she wants to be a baker. She wants to open her own bakery. And basically since they met, she has hated Tristan Lawson, who is the star of the Dallas Storm, and he is also her brother's best friend.
Mhm.
So her brother also plays for the Storm. They're band like obviously it's a romance, so you can kind of
Yeah.
get where it's going, but I think they really push each other. I think Tristan really pushes Brooke to challenge herself. They like challenging each other.
Mhm.
I think he brings out that part of her that like she's willing to take whatever risks that's involved with, like, her personal life, her professional life. I think they even though they bring out the worst in each other sometimes, I think they bring out the best in each other
Oh my
as
god.
well.
I
I
love
don't know, I
this
don't wanna give too
man.
much away, it's
I
so hard.
know.
I swear the blurbs are the hardest thing to write.
I
When
bet
I
a
have to
lot of authors say that. They're like, I can write a 500-page book, but I have to write a blurb." Like, "No, just read the book and find
Yeah.
out." It's the
Yeah, so
hardest.
I had so much fun with this one. It was interesting. It was at a time where I was in my last year of teaching and
Mhm.
I was like taking my own risk of I'm leaving a job that I've done for a decade.
Mhm.
And that is super scary. But also
Yeah.
like these characters are not like there's, pieces of me in I think each female character that I write. There's like
Mhm.
little pieces of me. But like Brooke is definitely she was really fun because she was, like, the furthest, I think, so far that I've
Yeah.
written from who I am, but that was also so fun to explore.
I Brooke, and I love Tristan. Oh my god, do I love this man.
So do I.
I love him so much, and I honestly can't wait to see what else you have in the series and, like, what other men you're gonna give us,
Mhm.
which hopefully we'll talk about later, but
Mhm.
I loved everything with these 2 characters, and I love yes, it's like enemies to lovers and my brother's best friend, but then you've got, like, this whole there's, like, a wager going on, and I was
Yes.
like this whole time reading it, I was waiting. It's giving, like,
Mhm.
what is it? She's All That?
Yes, that was a mhm. That
Like,
whole notion of a bet and, like
waiting for it to
mhm.
drop. I was like, someone's gonna like, it's gonna happen.
Yep.
That was so good. I love the dynamic between Brooke and her best friend Tess.
Yeah.
Tess is just so amazing. And I love also the scenes where I don't want to give anything away, but I love the scene where there's a situation with Brooke and her mom.
Yes.
Tristan gets involved, and I was just like, "Fuck yeah, that is what I'm talking about." Like,
Yeah.
there's so many good scenes in your book, so I loved it.
Thank you.
I was like, "This is so good." I was, like, sitting in my bed at, like, 1 AM with my Kindle, like, reading it, and my husband's, like, sleeping next to me, and I'm just like, he's not even awake. I'm like, "Oh my god." You don't even know what's happening, but I wish I could tell you. And he's
I
like, go to
love that.
bed. And I'm like, I can't not till I finish the story.
Yeah.
No, it is so good. 5 out of 5.
Thank you. Thank you, that means so much to me. Thank
I
you.
loved it so much. So I did a lot of highlights in this book, which I don't typically do. I usually
Okay.
just like read them and go through. But you had so many great things in here that I love. So in the book, you mentioned that this is your love letter to hockey and that you are a huge hockey fan,
Mhm.
the sport, and obviously hockey romance novels.
Yes.
So my first question is, with that being said, was it easy for you to know that you wanted to do a hockey series? Like, did you know, like, I want to do a sport series, but like, what am I going to do? Or were you like, oh no, it's going to be hockey and this is what I'm going to write?
Yeah, that's a great question. Again, I love sports, and I
Mhm.
tell my husband, I'm like, "You're lucky I love sports because 'cause I'll just, like, sit and watch sports with like, we'll
Yeah.
watch, like, our like, where we went to college, like, we'll watch their games and everything." But, I tapped into sports a little bit with my first book, but it wasn't like, it was more of a detachment because he was, like,
Hmm.
a coach. He wasn't, like, an actual, like, active player. But hockey, there's just again, there's something about hockey players, and I wanted to tap into what that was and, like, even just talking about the game and doing my research and, like, watching clips and really trying to be as authentic as possible. We go to as many games as we can. It's kinda hard to
Yeah.
go with littles right now, but, we try to especially here in Dallas, like, they've been doing pretty well and, like, going to playoffs, so we
Hmm.
try to go to at least one. But I knew that hockey, like, I fell in love with it, so I wanted to follow whatever was, like, inspiring me, whatever is calling to me.
Hmm.
So hockey was just, like, a natural course of, like, I'm very into this right now, and I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable, and I could do my own research if I don't know. I did actually have a student because I was working on it, like, my last year of teaching.
Right.
So I had a student that was like he was, like, avid hockey fan, like, he was obsessed with hockey, and so there were things I'm like, "Hey, is this, like, a thing? Like, have you ever seen this?" And he loved helping me
Oh
out
my
with that, and he
God.
was, like, so excited. I was even telling him about the plot, so I was like, "This is like a 17, 18-year-old," because I taught seniors. I taught,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the
The older
12th
kids.
graders, the older
Yeah.
kids. And, like, he was, like, so invested in the plot even, like, we were, like, mapping it out, and I was like, "Would
My
this make sense?" Like, it was so that was such a cool experience, though, because it's like, wow, even just, like, the story, the
hmm.
love story, the drama, the would this even is this even a thing? Like, just having him be involved and, like, even talking to, like there was this, like, other girl who's into hockey and, like, wanted to know like, it was just such a cool experience to talk to, like, this young person about this sport, but also, like, he was very invested in the
Involved.
story,
Oh,
and I'm like, "This is great." Like, "Oh, does this make like, is that too dramatic? Like, what do you think?" And he's like,
yeah.
"No," like, he was very, very into it.
I love that.
So I really if I didn't know, I wanted to be as authentic as possible and do as much
Hmm.
research as possible. But I feel like I'm pretty well versed in just the game because I really do love the game too. Like,
Yeah.
and not just like it's just like all the hype. Like, I really enjoy the athleticism. Like, I am shocked at how they just stay on their feet. I would
Yeah.
be little spoiler. I'm like Brooke. If you know, you know. So read it if you don't know, but I am Brooke, and that is a piece of me, and I am just like every time I watch these guys play, I'm like, "How?"
Yeah.
how like, just the amount of and I didn't realize they were on the ice for only, like, a minute, and I'm like, "This makes sense, they're sprinting." They're
Yeah.
sprinting, they're moving, they're having to catch themselves, and they're having to stay
Mhm.
upright, and so it was just, like, a natural, "I think I can do this, and I know that this would be a good story for, to showcase my love for it, but also to have, like, fun with it too."
Yeah. No, I loved it. Doing this podcast, I never thought I'd be somebody who enjoyed sports romance novels.
Mhm.
And now that I've like talked to so many authors and read so many books from you guys, like I've read like baseball romance, a lot of football romance, rugby romance. I was like, what is this? I love it. And hockey romance, because am a fan, I'm just like, I kind of feel it a little bit more and I get more
Mhm.
excited when I read a hockey romance. So I think you did great. I think
Thank you.
everything you put in there, and then shout out to your student who helped you because
Yes.
it was awesome. And then, like I mentioned, you have so many pop culture references, especially in this book, that I
Mhm.
absolutely loved and I couldn't help highlight. The Great British Baking Show, obsessed with that show. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Gilmore Girls. If you are a Gilmore Girl fan, just a fan, read this book, please. Okay. And then Friends, which I am a huge Friends fanatic.
Yes.
It's
Love
like
Friends.
I have a yearly rewatch every year. I just throw it on. I want to go back to the Friends scene that you wrote where Brooke sees herself as Monica and Tristan sees himself as Chandler.
Yes.
Who do you see yourself as?
I am definitely a Monica.
Yeah,
Yes.
same.
I married a Chandler. I really did.
Same. That's
Biggest
how I felt
goofball,
too.
like, sarcastic, like, it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's where and people ask me, like, "Are you gonna ever write you and your husband's love story?" I'm like, "That one's for us." But
Yeah.
I sprinkle some things in each of my
It's
books of,
yeah.
like it's not exactly the same necessarily, but, like, things that these are the little moments that I fell in love with my husband, or these are, like,
Yeah.
little moments of, like, us, but I and he is very much a Chandler. Every time I
Yeah.
rewatch Friends, I'm like, "Yeah, he's Chandler."
Yeah,
I married
same.
Chandler and I'm Monica,
My
so I am
husband
definitely Monica.
yeah, my husband is totally he's a Chandler he's literally a Chandler slash Joey, like, 1,000%.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm also a Monica. I loved that. I don't know, when I read that little
Mhm.
scene, I was like, "This is so it is so cute." I was like, "I love it." I loved it. And
Thank you.
another scene that I loved in your book that you
Mm.
gave us, because every romance book needs one, is your version of the yellow dress scene from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days,
Yep.
where Brooke shows up at casino night in the most
Mhm.
gorgeous, sexy outfit. I
Mhm.
mean, my God, giving us that jaw dropping, you know, this is when our man sees how beautiful the girl is seen. You got the music
Mhm.
in the background, the slow motion.
Yes.
I clocked it and I was like, yeah. And I just finished watching People We Meet on Vacation.
Same.
So I was
Same.
like,
Yes.
I'm all about it.
I was kicking my feet. My husband was watching with me. He fell
Oh, my
asleep,
husband
but
too.
he fell asleep, like, probably middle of the movie, but I was watching that scene, I was literally kicking my feet, and I'm like, "I'm such a sucker for this," and that's why I include what I love in
Yeah.
movies and books into my books, because I'm like, "I love this." Like, I
Yeah.
know that you know, other readers are
Obsessed.
gonna love it and are obsessed, because that moment in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is
Oh
just,
my God.
like
I ca
it's iconic. Even just, like, She's All That, like, her coming down the stair, like, just
yes.
those moments of, like, that realization and that take his breath away moment
Yes.
it's top
It
tier.
makes us giddy, like, right now, even talking
Yes,
about it.
I'm so
And,
excited talking about it.
yeah, I
Yes.
mean, so my question was, and I feel like you mentioned it, but do you have a favorite scene, like, whether you've watched it or read it, that, like, matches that scene of Brooke coming out in her dress? I mean, obviously, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, She's All That, People We Meet on Vacation, like, they're so iconic. And
There's
for me,
so many.
your scene that you wrote is up there with the iconic. Like,
My goodness.
if this book, I will tag the appropriate people because I would love to watch this as a Netflix series. I would love to see that scene. Like,
Ugh.
Do you know what I mean? It's so
Yeah,
pretty. It's so beautiful, and it's the scene that, like, as a reader, as a somebody who loves watching films and shows, like, that's what we want is that scene, and you did
that
it.
scene.
You brought
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Gosh, that just made my whole year so far.
No.
This year has been no, that means so much because I love rom-coms. I
Mhm.
love romance movies. Like that those scenes, like even a Cinderella story.
Yes.
I watched that in high that was like my movie in high school.
Yeah.
Like I loved it. I love football, the whole thing. Like me and my best friend in high school, we would quote that movie all the time.
Oh my
But that
god.
moment of him looking in this, like up the stairs,
Yeah.
Titanic, like there's so many iconic movies that have that. And I'm
Mhm.
like, that's what I want to emulate because that's what I love. And that
Yeah.
means so much to me that you said that. But yes, I think all the movies that you mentioned, like it's that's just such a great moment, and it makes me giddy every time. I don't care how many times I've read it or watched it. Even the other night watching People We Meet on Vacation,
Yeah.
I was kicking my feet.
Yeah, I love it. We're actually gonna do, an episode in February for people we meet on vacation, and so I'm just like I was like, "I can't wait to rewatch it again for the
It's so
podcast,"
good. Yes.
but it is so good, and I love that you had that kinda scene in your book. It's been a
Thank
while
you.
since I've read a rom-com book, and they haven't nobody's has had that in ones
Mm,
that I've read. So for you to have it,
mm.
I was like literally kicking my feet in bed. I was like, this is so cute. And I was like, I can only imagine her black dress with the lace. I was like,
Mhm.
yes.
Yes,
Loved
I
it.
it was so fun to write. Or even another I just thought of another one, Anastasia even.
Yes. I love
Mhm.
it. Just
Yes.
everybody who does it, you know who you are. We know who
You
you
know,
are. We love it.
we love it. Yeah.
So, talking about scenes, what was
Mhm.
your favorite scene to write in this book? And then on the other end, was there like a hard scene to write for you?
I think my favorite scene this one was so fun to write. It was so fun. I am a sucker for even, like, caretaking scenes.
Mhm.
I think the scene between Brooke and Tristan during the time that she's not feeling good
Yes,
was one of my favorites to write.
I loved it.
Those small moments. Like, I love writing the big moments too, like
Mhm.
him noticing her at casino night and just, like, the grand gesture, like, all of that.
Yeah.
I love all of those things, but I think it's the small moments because those are the moments that people fall in love with each other.
Yes.
So, like, I love writing those small moments.
Mhm.
The hardest the most emotional it wasn't, like maybe it was a little hard. I think the most emotional scene that I wrote, was the scene between Brooke and her mom.
Yeah, that was intense. I literally like could envision that scene coming to life. And as I'm reading the dialogue for each of these characters, if someone is screaming, like to me, I'm like screaming in my head. When Tristan confronts them, I'm just like talking as if I'm Tristan. Like that was really good. And I wasn't expecting that when I was like you don't expect that in the kind of a rom-com, right? You think it's really just between the MMC and the FMC. But when you have a little bit more of a story with the FMC, with Brooke and with her mom, and I'm just like, I loved that scene.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was needed. I always want to ground my characters
Mhm.
in some type of reality, right? And I think that's what makes them relatable.
Yeah.
And um I never want them to seem like a caricature or like
Yeah.
anything like that. I they are real to me in my head and I'm like this is a fully fleshed out person with all their baggage, all their insecurities, all the things they're confident about, like whatever. Like
Mhm.
I really do a deep dive of each of my characters and um yeah, though that scene was really emotional to write. Like that scene with Tristan being involved, but also the scene where she's like the one-on-one
Yeah.
with
And
her
then I
mom.
also to piggyback off that, the scene where she talks to her brother afterwards and she like they go and like talk about their emotions and she's just like, "You've never said anything." I
Mhm.
literally was like I got so emotional when I read
Yeah.
it. And I was like, wow, you don't ever really like see that dynamic anymore when you read between like siblings or if it's like my best, this is my brother and whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but I loved their relationship in here, and I loved that moment between them when they had a conversation after the fact, after everything kind of happened and
Yeah.
everything happens. I mean, my God. But I
Yes, it
love that.
does.
It was like, oh God. But
You
I
gotta have the
love,
drama in there.
yeah, but I loved that moment between them where they had that one-on-one kind of conversation. And I have like, I'm the older, so it's me and I have my sister. And
Mhm.
sometimes siblings have those conversations and sometimes they don't. And sometimes it takes a situation to happen for them to have that kind of conversation.
Yeah.
So I really did like that part that you added into the book.
Yeah, thank you. There are moments when I'm writing, I'm like, is this too, like, angsty? Is this too deep? But I'm like,
No.
"No, this is life. This is
Yeah.
life." And these characters are real and, like, because people see themselves in
Mhm.
these characters, and I've had readers say that to me too, like, I identify with this, or I was struggling with
Mhm.
this, and this is how I felt, and why not go there? This is
Yeah.
therapy for me. Reading is my therapy too. It's an escape, but it's also a comfort in, like, what's actually happening in your life.
Yeah. No, I really did enjoy that scene. And another question I have for you
Yes.
is the nicknames.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you got Cupcake and Hotshot. It's
Yes.
giving what is that? It was like a Wattpad book and then it was like on a I don't know what it's called, but he would call her cheerleader and she would call him like quarterback or something like that.
Mhm.
But where did these nicknames I mean, I know it because I read the book, but like did you
Yes.
always know like she's going to be Cupcake?
That
And
was,
the
like, one of
things
the
he
first
does,
things.
Cupcake, I will not look at cupcakes the same. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Those are really early on, because I knew, like, he has the goods to back up his, he's a great
Mhm.
player and everything, but I wanted it to be like, an insult, but also like she knows. She knows he's
Yeah.
a good player. But the cupcake thing, yeah, I had that really early on. I thought that'd be really fun because it's like, oh, I hate when you call me that, but it's like, do you
You like
do you really
it.
hate it?
You like
But yeah,
it,
that was
and he
early.
likes your cupcakes. Okay.
He likes the
He
cupcakes. Yes,
likes
he
the
does.
cupcakes.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, so if you read her book, just be warned, you won't look at cupcakes the same, which is
No,
fine. So, that's okay.
it's okay.
You're like, if someone looks like a cupcake and thinks about me and my books,
That
that's it. I made
I
it.
will
Like,
take it.
it's
I
great.
made it. Yes, I've officially made it.
Okay, so what do you hope readers walk away thinking or feeling after reading any one of your books? It doesn't even have to be The Sweetest Risk. It could be any one of your books. Like, what do you hope is the goal?
I think I hope that my readers feel seen and safe and happy.
Mhm.
That's what I get from watching rom-coms or reading them, and I hope to provide that for people because, yeah, this world is hard. Life is hard.
Mhm.
I think, again, like, leaning into the hard stuff in my writing, like, I never wanna let that go, but I also want there is gonna be a happily ever after. It is gonna be okay, no
Mhm.
matter what happens between the characters, and I want it to feel like a warm hug to them. I want them to, again, just feel safe with my
Yeah.
books and know, like, even if I do touch on difficult topics, I hope that there's some type of resolution or some type of, like, comfort in some way that it's gonna be okay, even if it is hard to talk about. And just to have fun, like, I hope they had fun and I hope they enjoyed it and they
Yeah.
laughed and they kicked
Yeah.
their feet. All the things that, like, happen to me when I read my favorite authors, I hope the same for my
And
readers.
you did. For me,
Thank
I
you.
100% you did. I loved oh my god, if
Thank you.
I Tristan, like, there are many moments of, like, touch her and die vibes,
Mhm.
and I've just like, the casino night
Mhm.
or when they're, like when she's sitting there playing and homeboy sits next to her and she knows what she's doing, I
She
was
does.
like, "Ooh, you're gonna get it. You are gonna get it, and you're gonna like it, okay?" That's how I felt.
Exactly. Yes.
I loved
Oh,
it.
Tristan. Tristan was he's still one of my favorite MMCs so far. Like, it's hard. They're like my kids.
Of
I'm like, I
course.
can't choose a favorite. But I think because he was just like the most, again, just like different, like assertive. Like he was just so different than Jamie or Aiden. Aiden is
Mhm,
my sweetheart. Like, and there was a reader, I encountered someone at one of my signings and they're like, well, I want to start, like, she was talking about just her personal experience with like
mhm.
love and everything. And she just needed healing. And I was like, I need you to read Aiden first because Aiden's
Oh.
going to heal you.
Yeah.
And then Tristan, you're going to have fun with.
Yeah, oh, yeah. You gotta get healed, and then
Get healed.
Tristan will, like, take care of
Yes,
it, like oh, yeah.
exactly.
Tristan is,
Yes.
like, book boyfriend like, I'm just like, "Who is this man for me?" Like,
Hmm.
as my husband
Yes.
is, like, laying right next to me, I'm just like
Yeah, my husband goes through I'm like, I just tell him my husband and people ask me, like, does your husband read your I was like, "No," but he's not a reader, first of all. Second, like, and so I don't take any offense to it, but
right.
he knows what the plot line is, like, he knows,
Mhm.
like, the general, like, what happens, and he's very interested in, like, "Hey, what like, how's your book go?" Like, he's very, very supportive,
Yeah.
like, in other he's always hyping me up at events. I'm like, "Make sure they know." I don't know if that's gonna be the thing, but it's yeah, I'm really happy that I, set up a way to because I always wanted to write a series,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna see some Tristan. You're not gonna it's not the last of Tristan." So,
Yay! I'm so
Tristan's gonna
excited.
be in the other books too.
I'm so excited. He's gonna be back. I'm so
Yes,
excited.
he's gonna be back.
Well, okay, well, speaking of your series, what is
Mhm.
next for you? I mean, on your Instagram, you posted that book 2 is gonna come out sometime in 2026.
Yes.
Is there
Yeah.
anything you could share with us? Like when or who? I mean, are you
Mm.
introducing us to new people in the hockey people we
You've met you've met the book 2 main characters. You've met them. Um,
Oh my god,
so
is
that's
it
a clue. I'm revealing characters soon on my Instagram. Early fall, yes.
like okay, can I ask you, but like I'll take it off the podcast. Is it okay, for the FMC, we've met them both. For the FMC, is it like Tristan's sister?
No,
Okay, is it Tess? And is it the one that he makes a deal with?
no,
Oh, okay. Oh my god.
no, no, no.
Okay, so we got Tess. All right,
Mhm.
well, we'll work it through. I'll cut it out
You've
from the
met him.
podcast.
You've
Okay,
met him.
I have to like reread it and find out because I know it's like Tristan and I know the
I'll give
guy.
you a clue so you can look back.
Okay.
Telluride. Look at that part of the
Oh,
book.
and then I'm gonna DM you.
Yes. Yes, yes. I'm revealing them, um, I think I'm gonna do it before Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so soon. This is
So
exciting.
soon. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I wanted to give myself time. If it comes out before, a little
Mm-hmm.
early, that's fine, but, like, just based on experience of, like, how like, at least with who I work with my
Mm-hmm.
other books, last year was a busy year with 2 releases. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't know." Like, I'm sure it's just, like, I had a hard deadline of, like, the holidays for my
Right.
latest release. So this one, I was like, "Okay, I have a little more wiggle room," which is, again, amazing that I'm able to even publish at least 1 book a year. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's great. 2 would be probably max. Just, like, I like to just sit with my I just am I have my own process, my own
Yeah, of
creative, or,
course.
like, I wanna sit with my characters a little bit and enjoy them, and then once they're out, it's like, okay, I can start thinking about
You like to give every character your characters like their moment. You're like,
yes.
let's not just like rush out all these different books and then these characters got forgotten. You like to
Yes,
let
I
them
like to
enjoy
sit
their
with them.
moment.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love
Yes,
that.
I do, and so I wanna take my time with it. I have, like, l deadlines I set for myself because 'cause I'm like, otherwise it would never
It'll never happen.
get done, because I don't have a publisher on my back right now, but I know that I just need to keep going because it does help with, like, my mental health,
Mhm.
and I just feel like a better just overall better mom, better partner, better self, like, when I write, like,
Yeah,
I really could tell when I don't write. Like, if it's, like,
that's
2 weeks or
yeah,
something, like which it's kinda been we've had, again, start to the year, but, like,
agreed.
it's, I can really, like, feel it in my body when I'm like, "Oh, I
You're like, "I
haven't
need to
touched."
write.
Yeah,
I need to
I need to
write."
write something, so I always feel so much better, and I'm like, "This is how I know I'm doing the right thing with
Mhm.
my life," and I'm really proud of that, that I even, like, recognize that too, I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
this could be why I felt the way I felt all those years
all
too,
the
of, like,
years.
not tapping into
Yeah.
that," so I'm very excited for book 2. So fall 2026
Oh my
is
god.
the estimated date,
Okay.
or time period. I don't have a set date yet, but characters will be announced very soon.
That's exciting. And then so this is a 3 series because on your post you put 3 books. Do you have any idea or is it too far out? Like, do you know what you're gonna do after the series is done?
Few ideas. Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm so excited to see your journey and like what you've got
Thank
for
you.
us. And I'm gonna be like constantly on your page, following and just like checking everything out because you're like one of my new favorite authors. I
Thank
loved this
you.
book. And now I gotta go in
Thank
your
you so
back
much.
catalog and read your other books because I loved it. You did so
Thank you.
good.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I loved it. Okay, so before we go, I have a game that we like to play with all of our guests. It's a rapid fire this or that.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna give you this or that, and then you just pick whatever comes to your mind. Okay. Enemies to lovers or friends to lovers.
Mm, I'm gonna say enemies to lovers.
Okay. Slow burn or instant chemistry.
Slow burn.
Yes. Cozy romance or high stakes angst? You're like, what are
Cozy.
these questions? What
Cozy
are these
romance.
options?
I'm gonna go with my first instinct, cozy.
Found family or ride or die best friend?
Found family,
Broody MMC or golden retriever MMC?
golden retriever,
Emotionally guarded or openly obsessed?
emotionally guarded.
He falls first or she falls first?
He falls first.
And then these are 2 that I just added on. Team Jess or Team Dean in Gilmore Girls?
Team Jess.
1,000%. I'm sorry. I'm with you 1,000%.
Mm.
And not just for the character, but for the actor too. I love him.
Gosh, don't even start. I love Milo
Me
Ventimiglia. I love him so much,
love.
and I love another inspiration, like writer from a writer's
Mhm.
perspective. Dan Fogelman, the
Yes.
writer of This Is Us and Crazy Stupid Love. Like if I ever get a chance to meet him or work with him in this lifetime, I will brilliant. And I
Yes.
really look up to, like, This Was Us is, like, my shit. Like, I watched it religiously.
Same.
I remember watching the trailer and I was like,
Mhm.
"That's Mandy Moore and Milo Ventimiglia." I was like, I was telling my husband, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I need to watch this." And that was our
Yeah.
show. We watched that every
Yeah.
Tuesday, but I love him. I can go like, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you drop out of Yale? Come on.
I know.
That moment, that's, like, the moment you're like,
He was always
"Yes."
meant for her, like,
Always,
truly.
always. I can yes, I team Jess. Team
I love
Jess.
that. Me too. I love it. And then the final one, Rachel Ross or Monica and Chandler?
Monica Chandler.
Yeah, it has to be. Rachel Ross, they were
Has
cute,
to
but that
be.
was like a mess. That was like a whole situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
That
too
was a whole
up and down.
situation.
Yeah, too
Uh,
roller coaster for me.
and then another question that we love to ask every author is if your book was turned into a show or a movie, who would you cast as your main characters? So in this case, Brooke and Tristan. And I mean, I love that you have also a book club questions at the end because I was like,
Yes.
oh, this question's in her book too. So let's get the answers.
So, I think for Brooke, I kinda had a mixture of a little bit of, like, Mandy Moore and Sophia Bush, a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I
I
just
love that.
I love them. For Tristan, that's a tough one. I'm curious of what you think.
Okay, so for me, seems like Tristan is very like buff. Like, dear
Yes.
God, the description. Buff, tatted up.
Mhm.
It's hard, like nowadays, trying to find someone in that age range that could kind of do it.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
let's look.
I don't it has to be, and I'm trying to, like, think of, like, a casting, for
I
him,
know.
and it's because he was inspired by someone, but he's not an actor.
Well, who is he?
He, plays for the Stars.
Okay, let's see. Who's the hockey player? Who is the hockey player?
Do you know, Tyler Sagan?
Wait. Oh my God, I love that. I love that. I'm
Mhm.
trying to think who would be a good who could like look like him. You need someone who's like
Who can look like him?
you need someone who's like ripped. I mean,
I know.
like there's a lot of scenes here where he's like shirtless. Okay. So we gotta cast.
He is shirtless quite a bit.
When I do find out, I will let you know.
Yes. Yes.
And I will
I'm just trying to I'm blanking on, like, all the actors right
I
now, which is
know.
crazy. 'Cause I can, like, name actors, like, "Oh, I recognize this person, it's from this movie," or "That's his name or her name."
Yeah. I'm trying to
Ugh.
look. Not me
And
like
I'm trying to
going
think of, like,
through
who's, like, happening right now, like, who's, like,
yeah,
in the
like
middle of
who's
it
it?
too. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe follow up do
Yeah,
a
we gotta
follow-up
do
on this.
we have to do a follow because honestly, the
Yes.
only thing I could think of is like actors from Heated Rivalry, and I'm like, wait, that's not gonna work. I gotta think of actually the other people.
Maybe oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name? But not the main 2, but the other storyline, the hockey player in
Yes,
that storyline.
yes,
Him, he would be
yes.
good.
He would be
I
good.
can't think of his name right now, that's so
I
bad.
know, but I know exactly who you're talking about. I feel like this has to be like a poll we need to ask people. Like,
Yes.
who could play? Who could play these people?
Yes.
I'm
I'm
trying to
trying to
think, and I
think his name
feel
is
like
Francois Arnaud? Francois Arnaud is his name. Let's go with him.
you know what? I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go. We've got a cast.
There we go. Yes.
Well, on that note, that wraps up this episode. But before we go, is there anything you'd like to plug? Social media, websites,
So
whatever you
you
got.
can yes, you can follow me. I'm mainly on Instagram. I'm so bad at TikTok and
Same.
all the things. I am on Threads too, but it's at author Leslie McElroy. And then my website is authorlesliemcelroy.com. And but I'm mainly like if you want to reach out to me or DM me, I love talking to readers. So please DM. Don't think it's like I'm bothering her or whatever. Like I love it. I love this is like the part of being an author that I love is the connection with people. Like
Yeah.
that is my favorite thing. So um
Oh, he's like, hurry
I
up, be
know.
done already. We are done.
Author Leslie McElroy. And yeah, just give me a follow and thank you so much for having. Oh, and my book 2 is coming out in the fall for the
Yes.
book 2 of the series. That's what I'm currently working on and plotting out even book 3.
Perfect. We are excited, and we will definitely add your social and your website at the end of our notes of the podcast so people can just click it and follow you, and follow your journey. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for being on the podcast and just hanging out with me today. I hope you had a good time.
I this was amazing. I had the best time. This was
I'm so
so great.
excited. And when book 2 comes out, please come back on the podcast. I would love to have you back on for book 2 and book 3 and like whatever else you got going on.
As whenever you guys want to have me, like please. I really enjoyed this. This was so fun.
I'm so excited. And then also I think you'd be a perfect guest for any like book to adaptations that we do. Like you were like probably would be the perfect guest. Like, you know what you know.
I would love it whenever y'all have me on. I love movies, but all of it.
Yeah.
So we could talk about anything.
I'm excited. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcast. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Official Page to Picture for book to screen updates, behind the scenes content, and author interviews. Thank you again, Leslie, for being on the podcast.
Thank you, Kim.
This was so great. And to our listeners, we'll catch you next time on Page to Picture. Bye.